Hey everyone, so tomorrow we are taking the kids out for the Tennessee Free Fishing Day, and since we were going to be doing another trip and being out of the house for a day, I decided to show basically what I put in the kids' backpacks. And since there's not going to be a whole lot in their backpack, as you can see from just what's laying on top of them, I'm also going to show you the school backpack that we're going to be taking, because we've been waiting to get to go to the lake one day to do our discussion on animals at a lake, lake life, things of that nature. So we're going to be taking it, our journals, and some coloring things as well. And that's also not just because I'm trying to push school on another non-school day. It's that we want them to also have something to do that is also, I guess in a way it's a teaching way, and it's also something for them to do in the lull between fishing, because I mean fishing isn't, you know, completely active the whole time. So this one is Madeline's bag, and I will show you hers. The only thing different in hers will be like one item, and I'll show you that in a minute. So if you remember from our Healthy Kids Day haul video, the kids were given these backpacks from the Union County Sheriff's Office, and these are the ones that Madeline picked because they could all each have a matching backpack. And I don't try to force them to match. They like to match each other, so that was what they picked, and the other two didn't care, so Madeline just did it. But the first thing going into her backpack will be, I don't have my tripod, so I can't do it one-handed, but first thing going in will be her clothing roll. And we always keep a spare change of clothing in our van, but this is something they can have on hand, and also teaches them to be responsible for their own clothes. I made them lay out their own play clothes, a change of clothes to change into. So they each have an absolute complete change of clothes, everything they're going to need. And then because it's always cooler in the mornings, I did hoodies. The reason they're not in Ziplocs is because I'm not overly worried if their hoodies get dirty. I kind of, expect them to, as much as I expect their backpacks to get dirty. And if it's cooler in the morning when they go out, I mean, they can just go ahead and grab it right out of their backpack before they go out the door and put it on. And the next thing that we did was each one of the kids is going to get their own. Normally we do canteens, but because we had these left over from an event, we're going to do miniature water bottles. And then in our van right now is a case of water to fill these little bitty bottles up with as we go through the day. And then we also have one isotonic drink per child, a 32-ounce bottle per child, in case it gets really hot and they start looking, a little peakish. And then this is Madeline's backpack. So one of the things we bought her last year for her birthday was this survival skills book from Usborne, and she takes it everywhere because it has everything in it. Survival skills, signaling, warning, self-defense, survival, and it even has like survival city, survival and home. But anytime we go anywhere where she's packing a backpack to go, it goes in that backpack. And that's the only thing that's different from Sarah's. Her change of clothes, her backpack, her water bottle, and then Rebecca's. She doesn't have a hoodie. We're kind of changing over clothing sizes for her right now, and apparently the only size 6 hoodie I had was like a school uniform style hoodie for church and for nicer events. So she doesn't have a hoodie, but she has a nice thick jacket, and then she also has blankets in the van, so she's not going to get cold, but hers isn't a hoodie, it's just a jacket. Her clothing roll in the Ziploc, and her water bottle. And excuse me, when we went to Dollywood, I let each of them take, or I don't remember if it was I had each of them take it, or we divided up the Dollywood cups as we were, on our way in. Like, I think maybe Sarah and Rebecca each had 2 cups, because my backpack with everything I had would not hold it. And they each had 2 cups, and then Madeline had the snack bars, or if I divided them out. But normally I have snacks in them, but because we're going to be fishing together as a family, and going to be basically set up, make a camp and a picnic, I am not putting food in their backpacks, but I am putting water because I want to emphasize them drinking water. So that is their clothing, or their basic backpacks. And then here is a backpack they're going to share. This is one that they earned at our library. And they each have 2 pencils in here. And I also have a sharpener. And they each get a mini pack of crayons. And then again, Healthy Kids Day, they're going to each have a recycling coloring book to take to color just for free time space, if you know, for a lull in between fishing, which I'm not sure how much time there's going to be in between fishing. I just want to prepare in case there is. And then the last thing that, or the last 2 things that's in here, number 1 is Madeline has a science notebook where she writes all of her science things in here. I may also grab her a blank notepad for her to draw in, or I may just let her draw in her science notebook as long as it's science related. It usually just depends. I think she's actually out of them right now, and it's like right before we restock all of our school supplies, so I think she may be out. And then I love these for Sarah and Rebecca for doing unit studies, which covers health, science, history, social studies, and foreign studies. But they can write their vocabulary words and then draw a picture in reference to one of their vocabulary words. Like this is Rebecca's book. She copied the word TP out of the book, and then she drew TPs. So while we're reading, they'll be writing down vocabulary words, and then they can draw a picture of it. So that's in there. And then we also have our Rebecca 3rd grade, which Sarah's going into 3rd grade, but it was the only one that had the pond unit that we wanted to cover. So that is what the kids are bringing tomorrow. And then this is a fishing trip, so any of the fishing related items or questions that you have, like what fishing things the kids have and the lures and all that, check out over on Matt's channel, Fishing Like a Boss, and he will take all of your questions over there. And if you want him to do a video of the kits he puts together for the kids to take fishing, then he takes care of all that.